Hi, my name is Sylvia Gossard. I'm an SPCE 689, Section 821 at Ball State. Instructor Dr. Michelle Thorne. This is the third check-in of November 3rd, 2024. Okay, starting my timer on this iPad. Start. A concept and verbal behavior wherein the controlling stimulus and the verbal behavior have the same topographical sense, mode, or form. Pass. Two events shown to covary over repeated observations allows for estimations to be made about the prediction. The verbal operant has no point-to-point correspondence or formal similarity and immediate interverbal. A philosophical assumption underlying the science of behavior analysis that anything evolves does so because of the consequences of behavior selectionism. A philosophical position asserting that the truth, value, pragmatism, selected behaviors are socially significant, applied. Observation of behavior is objective, empiricism. A motivating operation in which an individual is given access to a reinforcer, decreasing the reinforcer's effectiveness. Decreasing the effectiveness. Abative. Abolishing operation. Oh, the timer went off. Let me see. Seven correct and one pass. 7 plus 1 pass. Okay. Refers to the ability to combine mutually related events into a relational network. Combinational entailment. This verbal operant has point-to-point correspondence, no formal similarity, and immediate no formal. Codec. Refers to behavior that occurs more often in the presence of a stimulus than in its absence. Stimulus control. Relations between stimuli are bidirectional, responding to relation in one direction, or tails responding. Mutual entailment? Yeah. A decrease in the current frequency of behavior that has been reinforced by some stimulus, object, or event whose reinforcing effectiveness depends on the same motivating operation. Abative effect. The emission of a behavior that is topographically similar and temporally proximal to the behavior of a model. Imitation. Behavior reinforced through social mediation. A listener is conditioned to provide reinforcement of verbal behavior. Correct responding occurs to untrained and non-reinforced stimulus equivalents. Reinforcement that occurs via another person. Socially mediated reinforcement. External or internal environmental events that affect the individual's behavior. Just stimulus. The literature supports the use of interventions and procedures that are derived from the principles of behavior. Conceptually systematic. Either A, an increase in the current frequency of behavior that has been reinforced by some stimulus, object, or event called an evocative effect, or B, a decrease in the current frequency of behavior that has been reinforced by some stimulus, object, or event called an abative effect. A behavior-altering effect? Yeah. When a stimulus gains the properties of an MO because it signals the situation is getting worse, or better or worse. Reflexive condition, motivating operation. Consists of writing and spelling words that are spoken, taking dictation. A complete and concise description of behavior change procedures for replication. Technological. An elementary verbal operant involving a vocal response that is evoked by a vocal-verbal SD that is formal similarity between an auditory verbal stimulus Echoic behavior. A philosophical assumption underlying the science of behavior analysis that the truth should always be questioned. Philosophic doubt. A demonstration of socially significant behavior change. Effective. The functional aspect of an antecedent phenomenon demonstrates a change in the effectiveness of stimuli, reinforcers, and alters the current frequency of behavior. Motivating operation. Describes a situation in which a controlling variable evokes a response, but there is no point-to-point correspondence between the controlling variable and the response. Describes a situation in which a controlling variable evokes a response, but there is no point-to-point correspondence between the controlling variable and the response. Thematic control, yeah. An elementary verbal operand in which a speaker reads words that are presented in writing. Textual behavior. The use of related stimuli samples during instruction to increase multiple exemplar training. Occurs when the functions of one stimulus alter or transform the functions of another stimulus. Transformation of stimulus function. A response evoked by a particular object or tact. Quantifiable and observable events that are compared with known facts to form hypotheses. Description. This verbal operand has point-to-point correspondence, formal similarity, and immediately follows a verbal duplic. Yeah. Private, unobservable to a third party. Covert. Scientists first consider the most logical and simple parsimony. An increase in the current frequency of behavior that has been reinforced by some stimulus, object, or event whose reinforcing effectiveness depends on the same motivating operation. An increase is an evocative effect. Skills occur outside of the training setting or beyond the trained generality. A group of stimuli that share a common function stimulus class. A phenomenon where the consequence of a behavior in the presence of an MO changes the behavior evoked. A phenomenon where the consequence of a behavior in the presence of an MO changes the behavior evoked by the specific or similar MOs in the future. Function altering pass. Function altering effect, that's what I was going to say. Responding to one stimulus based on its relation to another stimulus or stimuli. Relational responding. An elementary verbal operand involving a written response that is evoked by a written verbal discriminative stimulus. Copying a text. The universe is lawful and orderly, not accidental determinism. First, the process of eliminating the association between a condition MO unpairing. Consequence variables that alter the future frequency of behavior. Repertoire. Altering effect. Yeah. A concept of verbal behavior where in the beginning, point-to-point correspondence. A motivating operation that increases the effectiveness of some stimulus, object, or event as a reinforcer. Reinforcer establishing effect. A motivating operation that decreases the reinforcing effectiveness of a stimulus, object, or event. Reinforcer abative effect. Abolishing effect. When the rate of the behavior increases when a punishing stimulus is discontinued. Recovery from punishment procedure. A behavior analytic approach to language which aims to connect and understand the relationship between language and relational frame theory. Demonstration of a functional relation to the manipulation of an independent variable while observing changes. Control. A motivating operation that increases the effectiveness of some stimulus, object, or event. Motivating operation. Establishing operation. Behavior shaped without directly contacting contingencies. Rule govern behavior. An elementary verbal operand involving a response of any form that is evoked by an MO and followed by a specific reinforcer. form is evoked by an MO, mand. Someone who provides reinforcement for his audience. Observable to others, overt behavior. Exists whenever a controlling variable evokes a response and there is point-to-point correspondence between the controlling variable and the response. Whenever a controlling variable evokes a response and there's point-to-point correspondence between the controlling variable, echoic behavior. Formal control is a physical energy change, verbal stimulus. Okay, thank you.